She thought she could take his inheritance after the divorce, but this man had other plans and completely outsmarted her.
You're asking me if you've ever worked?
Yes, I'm asking you questions.
Not to my yeah, well, down to the taco house for a little bit, but that didn't last very long.
How many times and for how many years did I come down there crying to you because your son wouldn't let me work or go to school?
0.
Do you know if Miss Maddox is currently working? Ashley Maddox?
I don't believe she is.
Is she capable of working?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Does she choose not to work?
Yes.
So basically, he was always the breadwinner, but she tries to make it look like the reason for her employment was him preventing her from working.
Does she get disability income or anything like that?
Oh no.
Okay, why isn't she working?
I think she's lazy.
She chooses not to work.
Do you love your children?
Oh, certainly.
Do you believe they love you?
Definitely.
Without telling me what they say, how do they show this?
He started asking him questions about his kids to whether determine if he's involved.
Well, as soon as I see them, they always come and give me a hug. Whenever I'm moving around the house, they always want to be there right with me, spending time with me, interacting. Always got a smile on their face.
And what do you do that shows them you love them?
Oh, well, I try to be as involved as possible, so I ask them how their day has been, anything that's new that's going on in their life, things such as that. And then I, of course, try to spend time with them. You know, we play, as was mentioned prior, cards such as Uno, watch football games together, go to the movies, get ice cream, things such as that.
How do you normally discipline the children?
Ground them. So, you know, they like to play PlayStation and stuff, especially my son. You know, you're not going to play the PlayStation today, or things such as that nature.
And who generally facilitates, or are the children in any extracurricular activities, like sports and stuff like that?
Yes, my son is in wrestling, and he actually just made the basketball team for the first year yesterday.
To me, that's an active father, or else he wouldn't know all these details.
And he's also in orchestra.
Who pays for the equipment for those sports?
The orchestra, they're allowed to use the school's instruments, but as far as wrestling, I purchase the equipment that the school doesn't provide. So headgear, wrestling shoes, things such as that nature.
Who pays for the children's clothing?
I do.
Who pays for the children's food and other needs?
I do.
Are you involved with the children's doctor's appointments?
I have been in the past. We both have been. Or so, she has more frequently, but we both have.
And who normally makes the appointments?
Ashley generally does.
Okay. And then do you both attend them, or is it just kind of who has them, or?
We both have attended them together. She'll go on them by herself as well. She's, as I said, she's not working, so versus taking time off sometimes, she'll just go ahead and do it.
And have there been any issues recently with the children not attending scheduled appointments?
Yes, with their dentist, Nadia and Carlos, as well as herself and my stepdaughter, and none of the appointments were made. There were no call, no show.
Now, after her relationship with him ended, the first guy she started to date is a man with a criminal history, and they mention him now.
Mr. Maddox, who is DeGuan Taylor? DeGuan Taylor?
Oh, Mr. Taylor is Ashley's boyfriend.
And to the best of your knowledge, have you been around children?
Yes, I seen him driving the Explorer that's in both of our names one day when she actually came to pick up the children. So she was in the passenger seat and he was driving.
What?
And why is this relevant?
Well, Mr. Taylor was released from prison in 2023. Great bodily harm, firearms charges.
Is it your desire to have him not around the children?
Yes.
I wouldn't want someone like that around my children, too. No offense to anyone.
So you were not gone training for the state of Michigan for 6 months and almost had no contact with them?
No, I had plenty of contact with them, and while I was training, I wasn't just gone all the time for training. A lot of the training took place in Lansing, where I drove back and forth every day.
Nice.
I have ignored my kids' calls and not answered them.
To answer your question, I didn't say what you just said. What I said is there has been multiple instances where the kids were going to go home and have tried to reach you and have been unable to reach you, sometimes for a full day.
As he claimed, she sometimes ignored her kids and was unavailable for up to a full day. But when he called it out, look how she's trying to dodge his question.
So the timing isn't between 8 in the morning and 10 o'clock in the morning, like the text I have?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't understand what you mean by the timing.
The timing that they have not been able to reach me has not been on a Sunday morning between 8 and 10 a.m. when they've been wanting to come home and been calling me so much.
So that was a f***ing lie.
And I have asked you to take them week on, week off, and you said, no, I work during the weeks. And I told you you work from home. You said it doesn't matter, I work. Why were you not willing to do it then, but you are willing to do it now?
The conversation that you're speaking of never occurred.
We don't have text messages about it?
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
That's a new question.
I'll let her ask the question. Go ahead.
Your son was not right by me when we just asked the last holiday, and you said, I will pick you up every other weekend just like usual. You're not having us any holidays since you left.
Objection, Your Honor. Can I have some clarification and just keep the questions a little bit more defined?
Yeah, give us some parameters on the dates, ma'am, so we know when you're talking about what holidays. So clarify what holidays you're talking about.
We don't have a parenting schedule.
Okay.
I am being very nice giving them to him, and he never takes them on the holidays.
Okay, clarify the dates we're talking about.
So, Labor Day.
She gives no proof and no screenshots, and yet keeps repeating the same question despite him answering it.
Your son never texted you and said, Dad, are you getting us this weekend for the holiday since Mom had us the last one?
I don't recall that.
You did not text your son back, I will get you every other weekend like usual?
No, I don't recall that.
I don't know. You gotta ask them. I don't know.
And he did not text you back?
Objection,
Is it
Your Honor.
safe to say?
Asked and answered.
Okay, sustained. You can't just keep asking the question. He's answered the question. Please move on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's insanity to keep asking a question over and over, expecting the answer to change.
So you didn't just start taking the kids every other weekend at the beginning of 2023?
No.
When you can't watch the kids, you said that your parents do. What would stop you from watching the kids when you only have them on the weekends after you are out of work?
I don't only have them on the weekends, and if I'm unavailable, yes, my parents are always willing to help out.
Okay, so could I get an answer to the equal time question that I had asked? Why were you not willing to do it then, but you are now that we're in court?
I already answered that question.
Yes, Your Honor. I would have checked that question, as I believe it has been asked 2 to 3 times already.
Sustained. He did answer the question.
When you were saying you bought everything for the kids, for the wrestling, for the school stuff, the school clothes and everything, who's done that since 2010?
Who has purchased the kids' things?
Yes.
It'd be me, because you're unemployed.
That right there is a brilliant comeback.
How many times did you tell me that the pay from a job that I could receive because I did not go to school would not match up to the food stamps we received?
I never said anything similar to that.
Oh, okay. You know about my health issues?
I've never seen any health diagnosis pertaining to you.
But you were my husband since 2014.
It's over.
Exactly.
You had to take care of me?
No.
I was not prescribed medication.
Not that I'm aware of.
I did not go see doctors.
You may have went to the doctors. Lots of people go to the doctors.
So I've never been tested. I don't have anxiety. I don't have anything wrong with my esophagus.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness? Do you think you do?
The only thing we see is delusion.
You would like me and my kids, which were named on the eviction notice, all other occupants, to leave the home that we've been living in since 2010, and I've been their primary caregiver since you left this home, so you can move in here.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
And you were solely one person?
I'm not the owner of the home. I had nothing to do with the eviction.
She thinks that she will get the house, but little did she know it's in his parents' name.
But since you are being evicted, yes, I may move down to that home, which my parents own.
Who's paid the bills here since 2010?
Who's paid the bills there?
Yes.
I've paid bills.
Yes, you have. Who paid for the remodels that have happened to this house? Probably over $60,000. Who paid for those?
We do not care.
Let's not forget she's unemployed. So there is no way she could have paid for those remodels. And this guy needs a medal for putting up with that woman for so long.
I have no knowledge of $60,000 worth of remodels, but what's the relevance?
Did you get new windows in the house?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't see how this is relevant.
Okay. Ma'am, how's it relevant? Any improvements or repairs to the house?
Because this was our home.
We? Who's we? There is no we.
This was Michael's home until he decided he wanted to divorce me. Now it's all of a sudden their home.
Okay. Well, ma'am.
How many assets of ours have your parents had in their name?
None.
The Buick you drove since 2011 when you got it until you changed it into your name was not driven by you? And you only?
It wasn't my asset until I bought it off of them. And then, yes, the title was transferred into my name.
I said, so Mr. Taylor, you have an issue with his legal history, yes or no?
I'd prefer for him not to be around my children.
Now, watch this crazy part where she compared her boyfriend, who just got out of jail with serious charges, to his mother, who did a car accident when she was 19 many, many years ago.
Does your mother not have a negligent charge?
I'm sorry, what? No.
Does your mother not have a negligent charge?
No, I don't believe so. Negligent. I guess I'm not even really sure what that is, to be honest with you.
Your mother wasn't in a car accident when she was 19 years old and somebody that was in her car?
I'll sustain the objection. I don't know how her having a...
He has an issue
Ma'am,
with...
stop. When I'm making a ruling, you stop talking.
Rejected.
I don't see how relevant it is if his mother having something when she was 19 years old is relevant to these proceedings.
He said that
I'm
he had
sustaining the objection. Move on.
Okay.
She really didn't think her plan through, and it's clearly obvious.
The IRA that you have, whose name is that in?
That's an inherited IRA, and it's not in your name.
It was inherited? Was that in the will?
That's kind of how inheritances usually work. Wills, trust. I don't understand the relevance to the question.
You didn't tell me that it wasn't in the will. It was given to you almost 2 years after he passed away, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't got nothing to do with this.
When she exhausted her previous option, she started to question the inheritance that he got, when it doesn't even concern her.
I don't know if you understand how things happen when there's a trust and a will, but you don't always get the money. Like, you don't get it like the next day after someone passes away. But once again, it's inherited IRA and you're not on it.
IRA is financial.
It's inherited. It's not your property.
Who inherited it?
Me.
You inherited $400,000?
No, I didn't.
Who inherited the rest of that then?
Why don't you mind your own business?
I don't know what you're referring to. The rest of what?
When you received that IRA, you did not tell me that it was $400,000 to be split amongst you, your brother, your parents, and your mom's brother.
I did not tell you that. And I also can't speak to what other people have inherited. I can only speak to what
I'm asking you if that is what you said to me.
I already just answered it.
She wasn't on that will, so why would he tell her about it?
No, I didn't tell you that.
Ma'am, yeah, you haven't produced any documents to show that anything has been hidden, and I've given you some leeway to get into that, and you simply come back to the same thing, that he's hiding stuff, but you don't have any documentation that he's hiding anything. So unless you can produce anything, you need to go into a different line of questioning.
Yes! Hell yeah! Yes! Yes!
I have asked for alimony, so I don't know why that's not being discussed. He kept me home since 2010, so I do not understand why I would not be getting it. He has paid for everything up until, he hasn't even stopped.
Just because he used to pay for everything when they were together doesn't mean he'll keep giving her money for the rest of her life just so she doesn't have to work.
Right now. So, you've taken care of it for that long.
Why don't you get a job?
When I come up and calculate all of the amounts owed back and forth to the parties in this matter, it looks like that there is quite frankly, the court looks at its minimal amount, means that the plaintiff would be entitled to receive the sum of $1,304.45 to equalize all of the personal property and the 401k.
The judge declared her to get a sum of $1,000, clearly not what she had in mind.
So the court would order that she would in fact receive that money, the $1,304.45, either through a payment by the plaintiff to her, which shall occur within 90 days of today's date, or through a quadro for that particular amount. I'll leave it up to your client as to what he wants to do, being that it's a minimum amount. He may want to simply pay that in cash. If he does, then the amount under the 401k is awarded solely to him, free and clear of any claim on the part of the defendant.
She is only crying because she has to get a job. I hope this teaches her responsibility. So what we got later is an update of what seemed to happen, where the cops tell her to evict the house.
And they had come to me on Sunday, banging on the door, saying, "Do you want till Wednesday or not?" So I answered it. They said that they would give me until Wednesday. They said, "Are you going to have everything out?" I said, "Probably not."
Okay, ma'am, hold on. This is a different issue. We're looking at why ma'am.
Yes, I understand that. They
Stop, ma'am.
Learning to speak on your turn is something she needs to understand, especially while addressing a judge.
Okay, I'm telling you.
Let's get straight to it.
They barred me from the house, didn't let me get mine and my kids' stuff like the order said, and I had no access to the gun. I wasn't there on November 1st because they barred me from the property. I had no access to anything. Okay, my kids were sitting there helping me move their thing that had gotten ruined and destroyed by their father and his parents being thrown outside and broken. into my storage unit.
I don't think so.
I had no access to the guns or anything. They were inside the house. My daughter, he wrote both of them. He lives with his parents. They no longer want to go over there to his parents' house because him and his parents did this to them. My son had gone over there last because he thought that I was going to get in trouble in court for them not going. Okay? So I have no firearms to give him. I had no access to the house. He still has not given me and my children all of our belongings from the house. They threw them away. They got a dumpster. So I've had to use my money to pay for storage units and moving costs and everything else because of what they had done.
You sure about that?
I don't know where she would get any money since she's unemployed.
Yes, I had not paid on the truck yet. No, I have not, because I had to use my money to do that.
Okay, anything else?
He needs his own house. They kicked me out of that house so he could have it as a home for them. They don't like their grandparents. They think they're very, very weird. They don't want to be in that house. In court, he said they were kicking me out so he could have that house to take care of his children. My kids have even asked him, did you get a house yet of your own? Did you move in there yet? People who threw away, destroyed their stuff, broke all of our things, threw their clothes in with food, garbage, old food from the fridge, ruined all their stuff. They don't want to be over there. I'm not going to physically pick them up and put my hands on them to make them go be with somebody who didn't care enough and threw all their stuff in the rain and garbage. I'm not doing that. Of course, I didn't meet him on November 1st at 210 East Chestnut Street. They barred me from the house.
Huh?
When I told the sheriff that your court order had said I get everything on the property that's mine and I can get it, he laughed at me and said, I don't listen to judges' orders. You're going to have to get an attorney.
Once again, he said she said without any formal proof to back her statements.
And I said, I already spoke to one. And then he went inside and told my kids' grandfather and father that the court order said that it proceeds over everything. I get my stuff, my kids' stuff. So they barred me from the premises and changed the locks on us. I had no, it was before November 1st. How was I going to meet him there with the kids? How was I going to meet him there at all? How was I going to give him anything from the house?
It does appear that in this matter, based upon the defendant's response, that she has not provided for the parenting time, so the court will hold her in contempt for failure to comply with the parenting time. The court will order that, again, that the plaintiff is entitled to 14 days of makeup parenting time with the daughter, 7 days with the son, that those would be made up at a time of his choice, but not over holidays that would be received by the defendant, but at other times, upon 10 days notice to the defendant. The court would order that she turn over the Colt pistol if she has that. If not, we'll have to address that at some later point if she's claiming that she doesn't have that in her possession.
We're not sure, but if she has that in her possession and is lying about it, she could get into a lot of trouble.
The court would award attorney fees in this matter. Mr. Todd, what are your fees for this matter?
$920, Your Honor.
Court would award a sum of $920, which will be paid within 60 days of today's date. And the court would order that she would pay bring the Ford Explorer current within 30 days of today's date.
Yep.
Failing to bring that current, then the court would order that it be sold.
Your Honor, how am I going to do that when he hasn't paid me anything? I have my paperwork.
We'll address that, ma'am. If he's not paid you something, you have a right to file a motion to enforce his payment. So we'll address that at the time that you file a motion.
Okay, well, what am I supposed to do about my daughter, Your Honor? Because she physically will not go with her dad while he's at his parents' house because they ruined all of her stuff.
Well, I can't address that. I'm just enforcing the order as it stands at this point. and failure.
So I can go in the courthouse right now and go file all of my stuff, right?
You can file your stuff at any time you wish to do so and
Yeah.
file a motion.
Okay, so what? So I file a motion because he won't give me all the rest of my stuff. I have about $16,000 worth of purses and jewelry in that house.
You have to file a motion, ma'am. I have no idea what it is unless I have a motion to...
Okay.
What we see in the end is that even when everything is over, it's not over, and some people would still follow you to make sure you suffer even after the divorce. But from what we've seen, the guy seems to know how to handle himself well. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.